What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Today, I'm going to do a little bit of a market breakdown because I didn't feel comfortable making a trade, and I'm going to explain why. So, first things first, just to show you guys that I did not make any trades today. I'm still at $127.78. Nothing on the day, but yeah. So, I'm on the 1 minute time frame. When the first 15 minutes ended, we had a high at 388 flat. We had a low at 386.32. One thing I did notice that, and the main reason why I sort of just accepted on not taking a trade was because one, we had a bounce. Every time we touched this resistance, pull back down. The moment we did try to push up, sellers were more aggressive and pushed it down. I mean, they even tried right here. Sellers pushed it down again. Got rejected right here. Sold off, broke below for like a good minute or two, and then bounced off. And then, right, this is actually what's sort of funny because even though we did actually have a breakout and I did have a good setup right here, I actually got out like right here. And it was because it was 11 a.m. on the dot and we were getting rejected again at this resistance at 388 flat. And because yesterday was really stressful, a little stressful for me when trading, I whenever I have a stressful day, guys, I don't like to. I tend to be more cautious the next day to try to avoid as little stress as possible. Mainly just because if you overdo yourself on stress and you don't really control your emotions and that kind of stuff, it can catch up to you and eventually affect your trading and other aspects of life too. So I like to definitely I'm not one of those like people who are like all sensitive emotions, like with mental health and shit. But I will say this: since I've started trading, one thing I do pay attention to more is my mental health. If I wake up and I'm having a really good day, then it's fun to trade. But if I didn't sleep well or I got to bed really late, then I don't trade. And as you guys are starting to see, over the last few months, I am getting more comfortable with going without trading for a day or two. Um, but yeah, but we did have a breakout right here at around 11:13. Looks like 11:12. And then we pulled back, broke back below, but it did hold above the EMA. Now, this right here is actually where I would actually seen a very good place. Now, I know it's not treating it like a support, but the fact that we are hitting a higher low and we are holding above the EMA and it bounced off the EMA, treating it like a support would have gave me more confidence to go into a call on TQQQ or a QQQ. But as you can see, it did struggle a little bit hitting higher highs, pull back again, a little higher high, pull back again, consolidated, and then finally start to actually make a legitimate continuation on the upside. Higher highs, higher lows, that kind of fun stuff. We did hit a high at 390.54 today, and then it just started to pull back and had a nice pullback from 390.54 all the way down to 389.02. But if you guys got any questions, comment below, like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a fun and safe weekend. One thing I do want to talk about is some of the things that I'm going to be doing this weekend to prepare myself for next week. And that's one, I'm actually trying to learn more about these reports, not just, whenever I talk about reports, guys, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and try to talk all this shit and act like I know what I'm talking about. I really don't. When it comes to these reports, the only ones I really truly understand is a CPI, and that's just because it's like really basic and it's just this inflation report. Um, but one thing I am going to do this weekend, though, is I'm going to study more on these reports and the effects in the past that they have had on the market. So, for instance, like PCE reports, the PMI, consumer confidence, CPI, PPI, and many other reports that come out every other day. I think it's like the NBA mortgage index report too. Like learning that stuff and learning how it can affect the market on how it comes out, good or bad. Me learning that Well, could honestly what help me in the long run, and that's one thing that like I really would like to start getting better at is being able to explain to you guys, especially the new traders, how these reports affect the market. Depending on how they come out. One thing I do try to make sure of is that I'm never into a trade if there's a report coming out that day. So like the first thing I do every morning is well, really is like every night and every morning I look at the next day's reports. So that way, it's like if I see a report coming out at 9:30, 9:45, or 10 a.m. or even 10:30, I make sure not to have any trades open in that time. Even if we have a breakout, I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn if we have a breakout and a big report's coming out and we have a beautiful breakout, perfect setup. Break, open, pull back for validation. I don't give a damn. If that report's going to have any effect on the market, I don't get into a trade. That's one thing that I have honestly been really working on and been really good about for like the last year. For the first 6 months, whenever I would try to trade every report. Like I would try to almost like trade the reaction. I would wait for the CPI to come out and then make a trade a few minutes later. Same thing with like the PPI and the PCE, the PMI and the consumer confidence and the Michigan sentiment report, like that kind of shit. So one thing I've been getting more comfortable with is just like not trading the reports anymore and just not being in a trade. Because at the end of the day, guys, with these reports, the one thing I have learned is nobody truly knows how the reports are going to go. There's just expectations. It's just predictions. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, because there's no 100% guarantee that this is how the exact report's going to come out at this time, there's no point of opening myself up to a position of risk. And it's not even opening up my position to risk. It's almost like double the amount of risk, in my opinion. You guys have seen how fast the market moves when the CPI or the PPI comes out, especially for traders who've been around for a while. So for me, at least, I really want to be better about, make understanding how these reports can affect the markets exactly, and just like get better with that kind of stuff. Study some more supply and demand zones, maybe some chart patterns. It's been a while since I've studied up on that. Uh, Maybe can like just everything really, guys. Supply and demand zones, support and resistance, fake out breakouts, avoiding traps, seeing smart money. Understanding it more like institutionals, like hedge funds, how like when they get in and that kind of stuff. Um, all these things are going to help me with trading overall and definitely long term. But if you guys got any questions, please comment below. I hope you guys have a fun and safe weekend. I'll see you guys later.